So what happened?
What do you mean? I didn't do anything.
Why is it all messed up?
Why keep building the airplane when we can just go back to some of our favorite spots and redo it?
So the first time it's just practice?
First time was just practice.
Now we're doing it for real.
For real. Well, so came out to the garage one evening, and I guess one of our retractable extension cords pulled up and knocked our instrument panel, or I guess the official term's forward upper fuselage. Knocked it off our workbench, and I found it laying on the ground. Luckily, it didn't hit the airplane.
Thank gosh.
But it was knocked off, and it's funny, I was just leaving to go to the store or something, and I was like, wait, there should be something on the workbench. I walked over there, I saw it laying on the ground, and I looked at it, it's like, yep, that's dinged up, and I just left it there and finished my chores, and came back and dealt with it later.
And then you opted not to tell me.
I did tell it.
Your text message said, I have something important to tell you when you get home. And I think you're going to be mad.
So I went through my little cycle of anger, and then pulled out the plans, looked at the parts that were involved, and yeah, about $150 worth of parts. Ended up spending over $250 because I got some extra spare parts, extra screws and stuff I needed. So it's like, time to order from Bands. Let's just get ahead of everything I know I needed. But so $150 mistake, and really all we had to do is drill out the front part, and now we're going to start rebuilding it and putting it back together.
Oh,
so,
you don't want to bend it up first and then put it on?
No, I'd rather not. So a little bit of priming, and actually, when I first thought about it, I was like, okay, it's going to be a pretty involved, lots of rivets to drill out, but it's like 9 rivets to drill out. It really was not that bad. I sat down to drill it out, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take the next, half a day to do this. Like 20 minutes later, I was done. So we'll get this put back together and then pick up where we left off, which is finishing up the upper fuselage. Now that we have everything set for our avionics. All
the avionics mounts are, we're in.
Yep, we got some of our custom shelves that we built were riveted to the frame that we now have to replace. So those rivets came out, and we just got to drill some new holes, put those back in. So knock on wood, it really wasn't as bad as it first seemed. So I did take an evening while I guess you were out with your friends. Were you playing bunco that night? That I sat down and started drilling out the rivets, and honestly, it wasn't that bad.
You were expecting it to be a lot of rivets, and then once you got in there and realized it was just a few holding it on.
So all we really had to do is take this guy off.
Gosh, that looks so bad.
Yeah, that's the damage that it did, and this is all bent back, and it's not going to show on camera as well as it actually looks. But to be honest, it was 6 nut plates that needed to come off, plus a handful of universal rivets that were on the bottom that we added not to plan to part of our racks and that we built custom for our avionics. I think 20 minutes I had it apart and ready to go. So I spent the rest of the time separating the new parts and just priming them and painting them and getting them ready. And since then, we kind of went to town, moving along in the plans. We're back to actually doing fuselage work and doing actual metal work, which is kind of fun. So visible progress for the first time in, God, it seems like 6 months.
It feels so good to be back on plans, and it hasn't been 6 months.
Since we've been on plans?
Oh, since we've been doing a lot of off-plan building.
Yep. Been doing a lot of off-plan building, doing a lot of wiring and finishing up the wings. It felt like we worked a lot, but not a lot visible happened.
Because we were running wire and
putting in mods and things like that.
Having to figure things out. So we've been back to following the plans, and now our instrument panel, our forward upper fuselage, is permanently attached to our fuselage, and it can't fall off the table anymore.
Thank goodness. Oh, that was so heartbreaking.
And now we're kind of debating, a few minor small things on like, do we do this now? Like, when do we install the air scoops? I think that's going to happen soon. The real $1 million question is, when do we mount the Avionics panel to the forward upper fuselage?
Tell us what you did.
Yeah. Do we, I know I don't want to do it too soon because, we still got to do a lot of the canopy frame and things like that, but I also don't want to lose too much access to do the wiring and things like that. So when is the optimal time to actually install the panels? Now, we can pull a lot of the expensive electronics out. So the G3X screens are going to stay inside the house until this plane is mostly done. Those are easy to screw in later, but we can really start wiring things up pretty soon and get that in there. So should we do that and then put the top skin on the upper forward fuselage, or should we put the top skin on now because it'll be easier to reach the rivets? That's the kind of $1 million question that we're still trying to answer ourselves. We did install the access panel mod, so we have plenty of room after we put the top skins on, but I don't know. We are still debating. It's not a decision we'll make before Oshkosh.
No,
but
there's no need.
But it's coming up soon. So rebuilding the panel, not nearly as bad as I thought it was. I actually think it made a couple things easier installing the forward upper fuselage, because we kind of overbuilt it before. We skipped ahead of plans to put the front frame on and some stuff before, so we were able to step back and do it. I think the paint job's better. The paint fail that we had painting that the original time. This time I just used straight Home Depot Rust-Oleum candy apple red spray paint, and it looks great. It's not a big deal because it's going to be fully covered by our instrument panel, but while we're working on things, we'll see the red back there, so we made sure that's in. But I don't know.
It's always better the second time you build it, right?
Absolutely. I don't know. How big of a setback do you actually think that
financially?
It's only $150.
Okay. Time? How much is our time worth?
It wasn't that much time. Compared to how stressed and panicked we felt.
Emotionally, it was expensive.
Okay, emotionally, it was definitely very expensive. But now we have a nice little keepsake. So what are we going to do with this? We're going to hang this on the wall as a memento?
Make it decoration.
Can this be an Amelia toy?
No.
No? Okay. I don't know. We'll probably end up just throwing this away and forgetting it ever happened.
Yeah.
Once this plane's flying, we won't ever remember this. So, but that was our story of rebuilding the instrument panel. I guess the moral of the story is, when you're building, mistakes will happen. You will mess something up. You will have an accident and ding something that
you will feel bad.
You will feel bad. There's almost nothing that you can't overcome. It just might be some extra work. I know all of us have talked about how many rivets we had to drill out to fix a mistake. It's okay. If drilling a rivet out scares you,
you need to do more of it.
You need, especially when it's the easy to get to rivets. We did set some bad rivets on this panel that I'm not drilling those out because they're not easy to get to. But when you have good access, if you can't drill out a flat rivet, keep practicing because it's a good skill to have. But we're onwards and upwards. I guess what's next for us? We've got our engine showing up in October now. Is ship date of October. We're going to work with Lycoming to see if we can get up there and shoot some content around that being built. And that's the last major piece. We got Avionics here. We've got all of our kits here. Firewall forward kit is here.
Yeah.
Got some mods coming in, or already coming from aircraft specialty flight lines, which we'll cover those individually. I'm really excited about the new knobs that we have on our throttle quadrant. Small thing, doesn't make a big deal. I mean, that is just plush and luxury, but I like it a lot better than the default knobs. It looks a lot more finished and refined. I can't wait till we get our interior in this airplane.
Yeah, it's here though. We have it.
We have almost all of it. We need to get the bottom carpet once we get a measurement for where the heel pad goes.
Oh, that's right.
And there is a rear window piece that they're still working on to get the final manufacturing on that they owe us. I think they'll be up at Oshkosh this year.
Okay.
So that we can.
In the past, they haven't been.
They said that they're going up there to discuss this new rear window piece, which apparently has been this big saga and challenge with manufacturing parts and stuff. I keep getting emails from them, and honestly, since we're not at the spot where we're installing interior, I'm like, it'll work itself out. I'm not paying attention to. But definitely looking forward to, I don't know, getting this plane done. So after we finish the forward fuselage, we go on to canopy and the canopy frame, then the actual canopy work. Then it's time to put this on its legs, engine mount.
We got a lot to do, in other words.
Yes. So the number of steps are smaller, but the size of each step seems to be getting larger.
Yeah.
But we'll finish this airplane and we'll be flying soon. I hope, this is not a promise, do not hold us to it. I hope we're able to fly this plane to Osh in 26. It might be flying by Osh at 26. Whether we feel comfortable taking it or not might be a different story. But we will see. Got a lot of work to do.
A lot of work to do.
But onwards and upwards.
See you next time.